Goff, Butcher, Spackman, Harlock or Haitley for a variety of reasons, and McCoy is on the bench, but there's still plenty of interest for the Ibrox fans. A fascinating mixture there of youth and experience. Tom Cowan and little John Spencer providing the youth, and men like Davy Dodds providing the experience. And there are certainly no household names in that Valletta team, but they send out a total of 9 internationals, including Borislav Giorev, who played for Bulgaria some years ago, and he'll be in midfield. The goalkeeper, Richard Cini, is only 19, but he already has 9 caps. And Gilbert Agius, wearing number 9, is only 16 years old, so this is a real baptism of fire. And a moment of relaxation there for Graham Souness in the stand. So it's Rangers who start the match with the downpour here in Glasgow, still torrential at this stage, so conditions which the Maltese players will certainly not relish. When they left home, the temperature apparently was 85 degrees Fahrenheit, so they have very unusual conditions to contend with. You can see the surface water there as that ball was played by Trevor Stephen, who is Rangers captain for the evening. Stephen beaten there by that good run there from Zarafa. Zarafa still in possession going forward, and it's turned back by John Brown. Rangers opening up with a 3-man defence. There's the referee, Howard King from Wales, as Davy Dodds chases this long ball forward. And Dodds back into possession, but here's Hoystra winning it for Rangers. Cini is out, here's Trevor Stephen. And the ball is scrambled clear only to Hoystra, and the corner kick goes to Rangers. Premium 2 on control. So Rangers should have a substantial edge here. Here's Spencer. Stephen using Brown. Good pass finding Spencer. Here's Davy Dodds with a chance for the opener. 1-0 to Rangers. The combination of youth and experience up front pays off. Spencer with the pass, Dodds with the finish. So it only took Rangers 5 minutes to open the scoring. That was a great pass by John Brown. Fine control there by Spencer. He looked up, he spotted Dodds in the penalty area. The marking certainly not up to this standard, and Cini had no chance at all. So the ball through there from John Brown opened up the Valletta defence. So did John Spencer, and just no cover at all for Dodds. There goes Walters, trying to go past La Ferla, the Valletta sweeper. He was impeded there as an indirect free kick. There's a Welsh referee, Howard King. So John Brown has gone forward to join Davy Dodds in the penalty area. And the header by Spencer. Well, he enjoyed that all right. 2 goals in a minute for Rangers. And the smallest player in the field scores with a header. Well, an orthodox free kick flighted across, looking really for Davy Dodds, but there was John Spencer, and Richard Cini in goal will certainly not be proud of that effort. Well, John Spencer got up well, got a lot of power into that, a downward header bouncing awkwardly just in front of the goalkeeper. Well, that tells the story of the weather conditions here at Ibrox. It's never halted since long before the match. There's Cowan. Back Keeler finds Hoystra. He's all the way across to Walters. Get in by Brown. And Spencer not quite tall enough for that. Here's Walters. Blocked on the line and collected by Cini. Well, this is all the hallmarks of a nightmare for the Maltese champions. And the ball finding its way across here to Mark Walters, thundering the shot in. It was blocked on the line there by Saliba, and Chini swooped. Now the header by Cowan. Stephen wins possession again. Well, the English internationals tonight have a major incentive because the new international manager, Graham Taylor, is watching. Here's John Spencer. The interception was made by Laferla. Bringing the ball clear now and enjoying this rare sortie forward. It's stopped now by Walters. Spencer to Stephen. Here's Hoystra. Taking on Briefer towards the byline, the outswinging cross. And Trevor Stephen leaning back a little as he tried to get that header on target. But the Dutchman causing all sorts of problems for the right flank in the Valletta defence. Look how easy this appears to be. Change of pace going on the outside. Cross pulled back and Stephen at full stretch. So a high challenge was made there by Joe Zarb, the Valletta number 10. It's a free kick to Rangers. Here's Hoystra. Trevor Stephen with a long range effort. Well saved by Chini. Well, Stephen set himself and he got plenty of power into that effort. That will do the young goalkeeper's confidence no harm. Back with Hoystra. Header down finds Spencer! Frustration there for the little Rangers striker. The ball comes back off the post. Well, he looks very sharp indeed up front. The ball dropping here straight to Spencer. Look at the quick turn, the left foot shot. It's beaten the goalkeeper and Chini swoops on the rebound. Spencer again. It's a forward run to take the return pass from Hoystra. And Hoystra again. Breaks back there. Stephen is on the ball quicker than anyone else. Pulling it back now for Spencer. Well, you see the difficulty he had there in keeping the ball down. Such alert play by Trevor Stephen, setting up the opportunity. Spencer could have had a hat-trick by now. Chipped back there and bouncing and skidding awkwardly, and that's just a couple of feet wide. And made a good challenge there. Hoystra seeing lots of the ball. Reacting to a call inside from Stephen. This is Stevens. Caught in two minds, allowing Billy McKay to make that tackle. So we'll let it earn the throw off Gary Stevens. And it's being left to McKay. Giorev, the Bulgarian, who makes his way forward. And Walters just run out of space there. But he's been given the free kick. Here's John Brown. Now Cowan. So he has to go back to retrieve possession. Monroe makes the angle at the back. This is for Spencer. Swept away by Laferla, the sweeper. Well, Stephen certainly enjoying himself. As Hoystra, that's towards Davy Dodds. Laferla was there. Collected now by Zarb. Challenge came from Cowan. The referee wasn't too happy about that. The involvement, that is, of Zarb. So the free kick again to Rangers. Well, they're enjoying constant possession now. Really has all the air now of a training spin. Or perhaps an exhibition match. But Graham Souness, the manager, made it quite clear to the players that they had an obligation to the fans. There's Walters. And Johnston gets in on the act. So deadly in front of goal, Johnston. And this was clinically set up and clinically finished. Came from the throw. First time pass from Stephen. There was Walters, and Johnston in ahead of the defender. Well, this really is an example of Maurice Johnston at his best inside the penalty area, and the keeper left with no chance at all. So Johnston gets his 8th goal of the season, makes him the top scorer in Scotland in all competitive matches. Stephen to Cowan. Johnston in that withdrawn role behind the front two. Here's Tom Cowan. The early ball in, it comes for Spencer! And a brilliant save from Cheney. Well, the goalkeepers had a torrid start to the match, but then with a fine save from John Spencer. Good play here from Johnston. And the early ball played in by Cowan, finding its way across to Spencer. That's a save by Cheney at point-blank range. So Richard Cheney taking this kick from hand. Not happy with the ball on the ground. He's trying to take these goal kicks. Cowan took a blow around the collarbone there as he played that ball forward. Gilbert Agius, though, just 16 years old and really playing at a level he's never experienced before. Well, he's a little bit casual with that attempted pass back towards Monroe. It came off Jesmond Zarafa. Well, Chris Woods maintaining his concentration as Monroe takes the throw. Here's Gary Stevens. Back there from Stephen to Brown, now Monroe. Leicester trying to drag that away from Briefer. Very difficult with the ball so slippery. Here's Trevor Stephen. Well, the early momentum has dropped out of the Rangers' play now with the match so well in hand. But Spencer still looks eager. So does Walters. Spencer is onside. Played in for Johnston! Superbly finished once again by Maurice Johnston. And Richard Cheney looking shell-shocked as Rangers go 4 ahead. Well, inspired again by Spencer and Walters. Good understanding here, chipping out forward by Walters, then Spencer, and again the near post run made by Maurice Johnston. Chip forward, I think Walters meant to go for that himself, but Spencer was onside, pulling it back, spotting the run from Johnston, and the Valletta defence had no answer at all. Well, they're trying to find Adjus, who waited while Cowan sprinted in to take possession. Leicester inside, it's back from Dodds to Johnston. Gary Stevens coming forward more and more. Battling for possession, Camilleri plays it forward. Zarafa is on his own for the moment. Well, that's good play, he's picked out Gioraff. He may try to run at John Brown. Cross it goes to Zarb, it's Gioraff again. Far post cross. Zarafa robbed in the end by Stevens. Well, the first time really that Rangers have had to backpedal to any serious effect in the match. Well, that may give the Maltese champions some encouragement in the closing minutes of the first half, completely dominated by Rangers, as the scoreline suggests. These 2 goals coming in a minute, within 6 minutes, ending any thoughts Valletta may have had about making any serious impact on the proceedings. But here goes Zarb again through the middle. Zarafa is there, looking for support inside. Oh, showing some fine close control and brought down in the end by Mark Walters. Well, a chance right on the half-time whistle for Valletta to extract some sort of consolation, perhaps. So the Rangers defensive wall has to be set up. That was fine play there by Zarafa, and then brought to the deck. That's why the wall has been lined up. So it's Joseph Camilleri who may take this, playing it short to Lafella, and the corner kick prevented there by Gary Stevens. So an opportunity wasted by Valletta. As referee Howard King checks with his linesman. It has been one Stoppage of note for attention to goalkeeper Cheney. That may result in some time added on at the end of this first half. So it's still Valletta trying to get forward as the pace drops out of the Rangers' play, particularly in the middle of the field. John Brown doing some defensive chores there. So it's Valletta still enjoying some respite in defence with the play in the Rangers' half. Iberis losing out there. There's Heistra looking for Davy Dodds. Breaks for Spencer. Here's Heistra again. Spencer, inside it goes to Dodds. That's for Heistra, and Briefer was in good position to intercept. Forced the tackle from the Dutchman. So a throw to Valletta, despite what Heistra thought. So we've had a couple of minutes of time added on at the end of this first half for stoppages by referee Howard King from Merthyr Tydfil. Briefer's throw turned away there by Tom Cowan. Well, Rangers certainly have learned one or two things tonight. As the half-time whistle goes, they've learned that in John Spencer they have a very sharp striker who could take his place in the first team lineup for competitive matches in the league. But the scoreline set up there by Davy Dodds and John Spencer in the 5th and 6th minutes, then by Maurice Johnston getting a couple of the first half wore on. The gulf in class apparent. Rangers leading at half-time by 4 goals to 0. So Valletta prepared to face the onslaught once again in the second half, and thoughts maybe going through their minds about the record defeats they've sustained away from home. The record, in fact, in Europe was here against Rangers at Ibrox, and Rangers have made a change to start the second half. Sandy Robertson has been given his chance, coming on to replace Tom Cowan. These two players getting a half each. Very accomplished, skillful player, Robertson. He already made an impression in his few appearances in the first team, but big future predicted for him. Here's another man with a good future, John Spencer. Back now with Johnston. Collected by the skipper of Rangers tonight, Trevor Stephen. A long chase there for Walters. Oh, that's brilliant play from Walters. Coming along the byline, and there's no one there to take advantage of the cross. But Walters having things all his own way on the right wing for Rangers, just as Heistra has on the left. Was tackled quickly that time by McKay, who's following him around. John Brown all on his own in central defence for Rangers. There's Stephen. Stevens making a run on the right. The early ball played inside. Spencer helps it on to Johnston, and the shot sneaks just past the post. But again, gaps opening up in the Valletta defence. Richard Cheney badly exposed. Played in first time there by Stevens. Spencer knew that Johnston was behind him, and the goalkeeper was struggling all right. Little back heeler there from Spencer. Johnston letting fly first time. Almost sneaked in. Monroe returns it. Spencer is in behind Briefer, showing excellent control again. Trying to link up with Heistra. That's fine play by Spencer. The Rangers fans warming to him, despite the shot being so well off target. Applause there for the young Rangers striker. Just 20 years old, and now displaying the promise which he has exhibited for a number of years since coming through the youth ranks. Coming inside here, making space away from Saliba. The ball bobbled there just as he went to make contact. Lapse in control there from Robertson. Stephen slides in. There's Monroe. Now Johnston. Across it comes to Robertson. Chances on for Johnston. And the linesman's flag is up for offside. Johnston was caught, and there's now going to be a change made by Rangers. Well, listen to the welcome here for Harry McCoist and the appreciation for Davy Dodds. Well, off goes Dodds with a smile. Harry McCoist goes on, and you can be sure he will inject some new urgency into the Rangers attacks as he goes in search of goals. Brown's header. Here's Hoistra. Goes in and ball straight away. Brought down from the rear by Camilleri. Smile on the face of the bearded Maltese defender. Smile also from McCoist. With the challenge, catching McCoist in full flight. Saab playing it forward. There goes Rafa, and John Brown scarcely requiring to get out of second gear to turn that back. So much stronger and quicker, the Rangers players. Hoistra to Spencer. Here's Robertson. And now Monroe. Walters has gone wandering to become involved in the play. Shooting chance now for Walters. And the 1-2 there with Spencer at the edge of the box. There's Rafa. Picked up by Hoistra, he's going through all the way himself, brought down from the rear. That surely was a penalty kick, and yes, it has been given. Well, I fancy the Rangers players will be queuing up to take this. McCoist has commandeered the ball instantly. He's not going to give that away readily. There was Hoistra, striding away there from Brifa, controlling it well on the run. Skibera's getting back too, so did Camilleri, and it was Skibera's, I reckon, who brought him down. Good control this from Hoistra, good change of pace to go away from Brifa initially. There was Kiberas coming across. Hoistra requires some treatment from Phil Borsma before he can resume. But there's a stretch of being called for. That's an alarming moment. Chris Woods is being invited forward to take the penalty kick. Boris Johnston signalling to Chris Woods. Stuart Monroe also thinks that Woods should become involved in the goal scoring. Well, Harry McCoist, you can be certain, will not be at all happy with this, I'm sure of that. But Chris Woods comes forward, gets some advice from Boris Johnston. Mark Walters also. Stretcher wasn't required. Hoistra's back on his feet. So here's Chris Woods with the penalty for Rangers. And the smile on the face of the goalkeeper indicates, I think, that he won't do that again in a hurry. Taking some good humoured abuse from the Rangers fans as he makes the long track back. Well, he was invited by his teammates to take this. Blasted it well wide. And that may well end Chris Woods' penalty-taking career. Oh, a bad tackle there on Stuart Monroe. Now the referee will surely require to take action about that. Well, that's the first real sign of unpleasantness in the match. It was Joe Zarb who made that tackle, leaping over the top of the ball on Stuart Monroe. He could have done the fullback a lot of damage. And indeed the referee has shown him the yellow card. So there's a booking for Zarb, and he has no complaint at all. Just look at this. He's way over the top on that tackle. And Stuart Monroe is very fortunate indeed that he's escaped serious injury. There's Johnston. Far post cross. Up goes little John Spencer. Back with Hoistra. It was a good tackle though by Saliba. Left with no option but to lash the ball forward. So it's back again with Gary Stevens, who has enjoyed a lot of possession tonight. Here's Monroe. Hoistra makes himself available ahead. Monroe has Trevor Stephen always available behind. Here's Spencer. Across it comes to Johnston. That's for Stevens. Rangers a little bit over-elaborate at the edge of the penalty area. Played forward by Monroe for Spencer. McCoist waits in the middle. Here's McCoist! Well, that's the goal he was looking for. Ollie McCoist never tires of putting the ball in the net. He gets the first goal of the second half. 5-0 now to Rangers, 9-0 in aggregate. And the ball played across there to Monroe. That was a good pass to Spencer, who knew exactly what he was doing. He played this across. It should have been cleared, but McCoist was very sharp on the turn. Good play by Spencer. You can see him there looking up. It should have been cleared by Camilleri, but look at the way McCoist spins in the ball to knock it home. And the offside flag is up, but the referee waves play on, waves the advantage on with Rangers in possession. Good refereeing. Here's Hoystra. Robertson turning. He has a shooting chance. Now that was certainly close. Well, the Rangers fans would certainly have relished a goal from Sandy Robertson. He too would have enjoyed finding the net in a European Cup tie. Takes this pass well, looks up, sees the chance to come forward and let fly, and that's just inches wide. Cheney with the clearance. There's Johnston and Spencer. Walters goes forward, looking up though, trying to deliver a good cross. Decides to use Gary Stevens. It's too high again for Spencer. There's Monroe, asking a lot of Hoystra, and asking a little too much in these conditions. So the crowd confirmed now as 20,800, and that's not at all bad on a night like this, when the contest really was concluded in Malta. Here comes Brown. Now Stephen. And that appeared to be handball. Yes, the referee sees it the same way. Camilleri is disappointed about that. And I think you can take it Chris Woods will not be invited for a repeat effort. Here was Stephen going forward, checking back, then taking on Camilleri. A clear handball there. Quite apart from any challenge on Trevor Stephen after that. It was the handball, I think, which resulted in the penalty, although it could have been a foul also. This time it's Maurice Johnston to complete his hat-trick. Beautifully taken by Johnston. A hat-trick it is for Maurice Johnston, as Rangers get their sixth, and that certainly does put a more appropriate scoreline on the match. Here's Johnston knocking this beyond the keeper, and that is his first hat-trick for Rangers in a competitive match. Sending the goalkeeper the wrong way, and a milestone in Johnston's career here at Ibrox. First time he scored 3 in a match wearing the Rangers blue. So just 12 minutes remaining. Stevens comes forward. Of course, we're in a phase in the match where the stamina of Valletta will come into question, and Rangers really could do a lot of damage in these closing minutes. And McCoy's breaking into an offside position. The referee again very sensibly waving play on. Well, Maurice Johnston will be happy with his night's work. Forward it goes again to McCoist. Gary Stevens approaching into the middle of the field. Now Walters. He could run it McKay, who hasn't got much cover at the moment. Left foot cross this time. And the header came from McCoist. It's not the best aspect of his attacking play. Ali McCoist, his aerial power is not the feature which gives him such renown in world football. Good control there from Stephen. Hoystra going at Briefer. Skipping away from that tackle. Using Stuart Monroe behind. He's deflected for a throw. Here's Johnston. Gary Stevens wants to be involved. Sandy Robertson chipping it forward. Well, Robertson was looking for a telling pass from the middle of the field. Johnston was his target that time, but Robertson not just content with knocking balls square, he wants to try to hurt the opposing defence. So here's Gilbert Adios playing it forward. Zerafa has possession, and John Spencer has just been named the sponsor's man of the match, and I don't think there'll be much quibble about that anywhere in the stadium. There he goes, involved again there with Hoystra. Now Maurice Johnston, looking for his fourth. Fine save there from Chidi. Well, the goalkeeper's had a very tough night indeed. He will be very happy about that save from Maurice Johnston. The shot hit with lots of power, and it was going towards the corner. Chidi at full stretch to beat the ball away. Zutil involved straight away, and now it's back with Zerafa. A very elusive runner, Zerafa. And Zarb gives it straight to Hoystra. There goes McCoist. Camilleri was there to intercept though, and McKay has possession now as Zerafa gets back to stay onside. Here's Saliba, midfield player who looks exhausted now, the number 7 for Valletta. It's a long trek back now as Robertson releases Walters on the right. Camilleri, number 6, has never given up tonight though. He's battled very hard with Laferla at the back. Zerafa to McKay. Saliba again running into a blind alley there and losing possession. And here's Zarb, wants to take on Brown on the run. Well, hurried into the error there, giving the ball straight to Monroe. Here's Trevor Stephen. Hoystra in too big a hurry with the pass towards Spencer. There's Stephen. Back it goes to Monroe. And now Stevens. Well, Rangers can certainly be happy with their night's work. They opened up in brisk business-like fashion, snatched a couple of goals in the opening 6 minutes, and then they've been able to coast ever since. It's an offside decision against Zerafa. They've never been in any kind of trouble at all, and I can only remember Chris Woods making a couple of stops, and the referee allowing a substitution now. Nicholas Saliba is coming off, and he looks really the weariest player in the side, and appears to have taken a bit of a strain in the groin area. Looking at him coming off there, the replacement going on is Mangion, and he'll be hard pushed to get a touch before the end, I reckon. We're into time added on for stoppages now. We've had a couple of minutes of that. There's Stephen, now Stevens. Gary Stevens has a space now to go forward. This is Walters. Left there by McCoist, who almost got the break of the ball. Laferla using his goalkeeper, and that was spotted just a shade too late by Sandy Robertson. And the Welsh referee brings the match to an end. There's applause around the stadium. Rangers coasting through to the second round of the European Cup. Maurice Johnston getting a hat-trick. He'll be very pleased about that. His first for Rangers. And there he goes, playing in midfield, scoring 3 times. That's a feature of the night. We've also had a fine performance from John Spencer, who was awarded the man of the match trophy. And we also have the collector's piece in a penalty miss by Chris Woods. And there he goes, gesturing to the fans how he feels about all that. But an easy coasting victory for Rangers. Chris Woods trying to explain how that all went wrong from the penalty spot. But in the end, a happy night for Rangers. The final score, Rangers 6, Valletta 0.
Well, Graham, when the goalkeeper starts taking penalties, I think we can say it's been a fairly easy passage for you.
Yeah, we were obviously concerned in the first game, John, because of the state of the pitch we were going to play on, but we done well in the first game, and tonight was a bit of a formality. Hard for them, because once we got the couple of early goals, you know, to maintain the interest is difficult for players.
Mind you, this time last year you went out at the first hurdle because you drew tough opposition in Bayern Munich, and clearly your eye's going to be now on Friday's draw, which could be affected from the point of view of who you get next by tomorrow night's results.
Yeah, obviously if a couple of the seeded teams were to go out, then we would move up the pecking order, but I don't know, I'm a wee bit happier this year. Last year we were going into the Bayern game with a couple of suspensions, and we had an injury last year to key players. This year, hopefully we don't have the suspension problem, and hopefully we won't have the injury problem. And given a wee bit of luck, you know, that's one out of the way. A wee bit of luck in the next round, then you never know.
We're talking about the European Cup, Graham, but are we any nearer, do you think, one day to the European Super League? I know you've got a great interest in that subject.
Well, I know there's people, other clubs, big clubs throughout Europe, who feel that, you know, to go out at the first hurdle can cost them a great deal of money. I think Real Madrid expressed concern at that when they went out to Milan a couple of years ago in the first round. And I think there has been talks on that subject with several big clubs throughout Europe, yes.
Also down in, particularly south of the border, people will expect me to ask you what the situation is regarding Terry Butcher. Can you comment on that?
Well, Terry came back from the World Cup and had an injury. He had to have an operation on it. And really, the season was on before he had time to do any real pre-season work. And he hasn't managed to capture the fitness which is required to play in the Premier League. And it's one of those things. He has to now go away and work a wee bit harder on his fitness.
And do you think he'll be happy about doing that?
Well, I don't think anybody's happy at being left out, John, but you know, it's part and parcel of football. He has to accept my decision. And but Terry's a battler. Anyone who knows Terry, he'll battle and he'll work hard at his training. And so the ball's in his court. It's entirely up to him how quickly he comes back.
I take it that Chris Woods won't be taking penalties again.
No, you know, it's strange because in training he has got a good touch and he does strike a good ball, but it deserted him tonight. That's his last one.
Good luck in the next round, Graham.
Thank you. Thanks, Tom.
Yes, Chris Woods will take some stick for that for a long time to come, I'm sure. So Rangers safely through to the second round in a strangely unreal atmosphere here at Ibrox in front of a crowd of just under 21,000. Tomorrow night, of course, Hearts, Aberdeen and Dundee United will hope to do likewise and join Rangers in Friday's second round draws. We, of course, are back with Friday Sports Scene and on Saturday, but for the moment, from all of us here at Ibrox, good night.